Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my craft room after a few weeks gap, and I am really excited to be here with you today. As always, I'm just going to check on my iPad and make sure that I am live. I'm very much hoping I am. I'm hoping I can remember how to do this. It seems like an awfully long time since I have. Right, where are we? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, and that looks like I'm there, so I should be able to see your comments hopefully and see if anybody's there. It doesn't look like anybody's there yet, but hopefully somebody will join me soon. It is a wet and dismal day here in the New Forest. It started raining about 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm just looking through the window. Yeah, it's still raining. It's been raining and raining and raining and raining and raining. We've got water all over the place out there. It's vile. So I'm very pleased to be warm and dry in my craft room and chatting with you. Okay, let me just see if we've got anybody with us yet. People may have got out of the habit, of course, because I haven't been here for 3 weeks because I took a holiday. And sometimes I try to make a video to fill in the gaps for you while I'm away, and I can set that to show, so it obviously wouldn't be live, but it would be something for you to watch on a Friday afternoon. But I had to miss 3 Fridays because we had a long holiday, and it just wasn't possible for me to fit in making 3 videos for you as well, unfortunately, much as I would have liked to. So it looks like I'm still here on my own, but if you are there and you're not showing up on my screen, say hello. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because that's always a perennial problem, and then I will be very happy to know that that's the case. So today I'm going to be opening up and making up my magnet board kit, the Celebrate Today magnet board kit, which became available just before I went on holiday. So I ordered some and they arrived while I was away. One of my lovely team was very kind and received the parcel for me, so I knew it had arrived safely, but I haven't opened it up and I haven't played with it yet, so I'm looking forward to that. If you are joining me on the replay on Facebook, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you are very welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm hoping that the sound is okay. If you've been watching me for a while, you will know there is an ongoing issue with the interface between Facebook Lives on a business page, which is where I do this, and my external microphone. My microphone will work in a private Facebook group, but it will not work on a public business page, and nobody I've spoken to yet can understand it, other than that it's a glitch thrown up by one of the many Facebook updates, and we are hoping that they will fix it, but it isn't happening quickly, which is frustrating. I am going to try to set up a dummy Facebook page and play around a little bit more, something that people can't actually see, because there won't be anything very entertaining on it, but I haven't been able to do that yet. You know what it's like when you get back from holiday. Your first week back is spent flailing around and trying to work out what it is you're supposed to be doing now you're not on holiday, and then catching up on all the things that happened while you were away. So yeah, I haven't done anything like that today. So it looks like Kay is here and Candy is here, and you are very welcome. Let me know if you can hear me okay, ladies. I'm hoping it's not too faint. Once again, I haven't tried to fight with the microphone, because it usually ends up in, I won't say tears, but certainly frustration all around, because it isn't working. Okay, so I'm going to unbox and make my magnet kit, which I'm excited about. I'm going to show you the new sweet sampler, which is the New Horizons suite. That's orderable now. I'm going to talk a little bit about colours that are disappearing. And what else am I going to talk to you about? I'm going to talk to you about some new products which aren't in any of the catalogues yet. And I'm going to talk to you about a 20% off certain items offer. So there we are, lots and lots and lots to pack in this afternoon. I'm going to keep ploughing ahead. Nobody's made a comment yet to say whether or not they can hear me, so I'm just going to take it on trust that it's all fine. All right, well, the first thing to do, and I've got a little note here so I don't forget, is to remind you that today is the last day to book April's card class, whether you want to come and do it in person or whether you would like it by post with photos and written instructions. Today's your last day to book it. So the class runs in person on April the 7th in the morning, and then I will be posting out the kits the next day to you. And thank you so much, Kate. That is fantastic. Kate says she can hear me. That's good news. Right, I shall carry on. Hi, Carol. Carol can hear me too. Wonderful. Good, good, good. All right, so that's the last day to book the April card class is today. Let me know today, please. You can email me, and in a minute when I put the camera down, I've got my email address written out for you. Or you can leave me a message here while I'm chatting to you this afternoon. And I'm just going to cough, excuse me. Oh, right, let me just have some water. That's better. All right, let me talk to you about colours. When the current annual catalogue finishes on the 2nd of May, we'll then very excitedly move across to the new one. And in that new one, there will be 5 new in colours. And they always take the place of 5 in colours which have gone. Now, the colours which are leaving are, let me hold them up, these. I got my markers out because I thought that was a little bit more manageable. So we've got Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Just Jade and Cinnamon Cider. I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to manage without Misty Moonlight, but there we go. That's another story for another day. But those colours are going to disappear from the catalogue. If they were on your wish list and you still haven't done anything like getting them, then make sure you do. Or alternatively, if you need more card, or maybe you have an ink pad but you don't have a re-inker, that's really important for you to think about that now this month. Once we get into to the end of March, beginning of April, the retiring list will be announced. All these colours will be on it and anything that they appear in. And the re-inkers in particular, but also the ink pads and the cards often disappear from the warehouse almost immediately, and we can't get any more then. So once it's gone, it's gone. Once they are announced as retiring or disappearing. So if you would like any items in those 5 colours, please make sure that you order them before the end of this month, March. Preferably leave a few days at the end of the month, because I'm not quite sure yet. Haven't been able to find out yet when the retiring list actually goes live, but I think it may be just a few days before the very end of March. So I don't want you to be upset that you can't get a re-inker for your re-ink pad in your favourite colour. A few of those things are currently out of stock, but they are due to be restocked in the next week or so. So I'll tell you those now. Cinnamon Cider and Misty Moonlight ink refills. Jade, Just Jade, Magenta Madness and Bumblebee A4 card. All those items are currently out of stock and can't be ordered, but they should be coming in with any luck next week. And Magenta Madness ink pad and refill are low stock, and Misty Moonlight ink pad is also low stock. So if you know you want those, let me know ASAP and I can get those ordered for you. All right, so that's my public service announcement. I have been mentioning those in my newsletter for a few weeks, but every year I get somebody who said, oh no, I didn't get whatever it is, ink refill particularly, and they're sad and I can't do anything about it then. So do it now, order what you need. Okay, I think that is everything now until I turn the camera down. So let me just do that for you. I'm going to cover you over. If I can, oops, reach a sticky note. I don't want you suffering with your eyes going funny because I'm moving things around. Okay, let me just have a look. No other comments, excellent. Sometimes I get questions at this stage about ink refills. I'm sure you know, but when you buy an ink pad, it's a really good idea to get the refill of ink at the same time, because then you can just add more ink to your ink pad as you stamp, and your ink pad will last you for years then. All right, I'm going to cover you over. Everything on here. Let's just mirror image me first. See if I can remember how to do this. I think it's that one. Otherwise I shall be upside down, and everything that is written will also be upside down. Gosh, you know, it's really odd. I haven't done one of these for 3 weeks and it really feels like I can't remember what I'm doing. So anything could happen today. Let's hope it doesn't. Alright, so I'm just taking that bit of post-it off. And with any luck, in a moment, I should be able to see what you can see. Okay, so this needs to come up a bit, doesn't it? actually just going to move my tripod a wee bit so my feet are straight, and then I can move this up straight. Let's see how that is. Okay, is that a little bit better? That might be a little bit better. Yes, that's better. So there we go. So if you need to get hold of me, that's my website for online shopping and seeing what events I've got coming up. And that is my email address if you need to get hold of me for anything at all, including if you'd like me to order for you. All right, so let me show you the new sweet sampler. So this you can order now, and I will be posting it out to you at the end of next month. So it's the New Horizons suite. Some of you saw me in my last live creating some projects using this. It's really beautiful. So that's the information there with what you get in it and the ordering dates and everything on there. It's a little bit small on the screen, isn't it? So I'll tell you now that if you collect it from me, it's going to cost you £12. If you would like me to post it to you, that's no problem. I send it out in a board backed envelope so nothing gets bent, and that will cost you £14, which just includes the postage and the cost of the envelope. You've got until the 25th of this month to order, and then I will post them to you at the end of April. That gives me a chance to order everything, for it to all arrive here, for me to cut it up and pack it and then get it in the post. So you're going to get half a pack of the New Horizons Designer Series paper. I'll flick through this fairly quickly because certainly some of you will have been here at my last live before I went on holiday and will have seen these. So 2 sheets of each of these. So I will just whip through them and then I'll turn them over and quickly show you the backs. So these are all watercolour designs. They've been created by one of Stampin' Up's artists and then photographed and turned into paper. And they are all, on one side we have scenery, and on the other side we have watercolour effects, I suppose, more backgrounds. Lots of these can be used up either way. I think this one is a case in point. So you could have it like that, or you could have it like that. They look stunning. You can cut them up and use small pieces. You can stamp on them, and there is a beautiful On the Horizon stamp set with brilliant images for stamping on here, vegetation and trees and birds. And there's a lovely die set as well, which has got other pieces which work really well with this paper. And as always, when we bring out a new stamp set with coordinating dies, you can get the two together at a saving of 10%. Right, so let me turn these over and show you the backs. So many beautiful colours on these. I've got this one upside down. So there's lots of these, aren't there? Are you wondering how many? 24 sheets. There are 48 in a whole pack. You get half a pack. So that's 24 sheets of 6x6 Designer Series paper. There we are. So that is beautiful. And then you have 6 sheets of A4 card, which will coordinate. So Blackberry Bliss, Soft Succulent, Old Olive, Misty Moonlight, Polished Pink, and Evening Evergreen. So those are beautiful. Then the ribbon in the suite is really pretty. I like this. It's an 1/8 of an inch wide. Let's lay that across there for you. And it's like a double pack, 2 reels in a pack. One reel is this one, which is Misty Moonlight, and the other one is Petal Pink, which is a pretty contrast with a lot of the papers. And these are a woven ribbon, and they're cotton, so it's cotton ribbon, so it's very soft. So you'll get 1 metre of each of those, and you will get 1/3 of a pack of the pebble enamel shapes. Now these are out of stock at the moment, but I'm hoping that they will be back in time for me to post them out with your kit. the worst comes to the worst, I'll send you the rest, and then I'll send the pebbles out separately. I've got a few oddments in here where I've snipped up a pack. But these are, they describe them as enamel. I think they're like a resin, and they look like little pebbles. There's 3 different colours, cinnamon cider, and then a dark and a light grey, and 3 different shapes. And these look lovely. You can cluster them at the bottom of a fence or along a stream. So whatever you want to make with these beautiful papers, they will work nicely. So let me know if you've got any questions on that. So Kay's saying that she thinks she would like to order this one. So let me know for definite if you would like to, Kay. Very happy to order it for you. It's a really lovely selection of products. I like the sweets so much. All right, so the next thing to show you is some items which Stampin' Up! Released just at the beginning of March, and it's the Waves of the Ocean suite. Now I'm actually going to show you the things here. There's a stamp and die set. These are going to be available in the new annual catalogue, but they're available as an early release right now. But the other 3 items on here, the patterned paper, the coloured foils and the coloured rhinestones, are only available while stocks last, so they will not be in the new catalogue. So if you'd like those, get them now. I'll show you them properly because I bought them. I think they're beautiful. Get those now. Even if you have to wait for your bundle of stamps and dies, then do get the other things now, because these will be in the next catalogue, but these will not. So I hope that's clear. Let me show you, first of all, a couple of cards I made. These are from this month's card class. This was the one that people made in class, in the face-to-face class, and this was one which I sent out for the postal people because I can't send stamped images with a postal class. Stampin' Up's copyright doesn't allow me to do that. So instead of this stamped wave image here, I sent some of the patterned paper for the by post class, and instead of the stamped gulls, I sent die cut gulls. But this little label is in the die set, and the foils are just gorgeous. I've got another, this is the wave stamp. Excuse me, I seem to have a frog in my throat, which is just lovely. There's so much detail on it. It's actually a much crisper image than that, but I painted over it with some Wink of Stella. I don't know if you can see, just to see what would happen, and the ink smudges a little bit, as it always does with Wink of Stella, because those are both water-based products, but it does give you a lovely shine. I have no idea if that is showing on the camera, but it's really beautiful. All right, so here are the foils. So Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy and Silver, and the silver is, it's not brushed and it's not completely matte, but it's a softer finish. It's not a really mirror silver, which I think is a lovely change. And the pack has 6 sheets of foil. They're 12 by 12 sheets, 2 of each colour. They're beautiful. They die cut like a dream, or obviously you can just cut them into layers. And then let me show you the papers. The papers were all created using acrylic paint that was poured, which is a very on-trend technique at the moment. And then the pour was photographed and then turned into the papers. So they all use these beautiful blues and greens and whites. And they are all reminiscent of waves, rock pools, and so on. I think they are particularly nice cut up, most of them. This I love as a whole piece actually, but lots of them are a little bit busy, but when you cut them up, they really seem to come into their own. But the colours are just gorgeous. This one I love as a whole piece as well. You can just see that wave coming in. And this looks like waves breaking on a shore. And then let me show you the other sides. So there are a few surprisingly non-sea colours, but they're beautiful. And then the other 3 have similar colours on the back. So there you are. Those are the patterned papers. They're absolutely beautiful. Right, Kay, so you're asking about the yeah, the New Horizons thing. I will check and let you know. I don't think you've ordered this one, but I will check and let you know for sure. Okay, I'll get in touch with you after this. And these are the Rhinestones. So these are a whole selection of blues and greens and turquoise rhinestones in 3 sizes. There's a large, medium, and then lots of small ones. 168 of them altogether. Those are really, really pretty. So all those things are available now, and they're beautiful. But you won't find them in the catalogue. Remember that the foils, the papers, and the rhinestones are only available now while stocks last. And also, while I was away, Stampin' Up announced this, which is 20% off the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So this is the small size machine for your die cutting and your embossing. It will sit really unobtrusively on your desk. It doesn't take up much space at all. I don't have one myself, but I know a lot of people who've got them, and it's very well liked. It's really portable as well. If you want to take it on holiday in your caravan, if you want to take it out into the garden or to a crop or a class or a friend's house, it's really nice and portable. So that's normally £56. It comes with all the plates, but with 20% off until the end of this month, that's going to be £44.75. And then to go with that, Stampin' Up has also taken 20% off a whole series of stamp and die bundles. These are all dies which will fit into this mini machine. Now the cutting channel on this, because it's a mini machine, is narrower than on the standard machine, but all these dies will fit in there, no problem at all. I'll run through the titles really fast, but you can find more information on my website. It's the All Squared Away bundle, Art Gallery, Beauty of Friendship, Celebrate Sunflowers, Garden Wishes, Hydrangea Haven, Pansy Patch, Quiet Meadow, Seascape, Sweet as a Peach, Welcoming Window, What's Cooking, and Wild Cats. And 3 of those are in the catalogue but not available as a money-saving bundle anymore. They were when they first came out, but not now. That's these with the banner. So you'll get, that's a sort of an extra bonus really. You wouldn't be able to get them with money off any other way. So there we are. That's the mini cut and emboss machine, 20% off plus 20% off selected stamp and die bundles until the end of this month. All right, I'm just checking my list. Is that everything I needed to tell you? Yes, such a lot has happened while I've been away, my word. Okay, I'm just going to make a note up here to make sure that I talk to Kay and check on that sampler. Otherwise, it's just possible I will forget. Okay. Right, so the main part of today was for me to unbox something which arrived while I was away on holiday. And it is my Celebrate Today magnet board kit, and it comes in this big pizza style box. It's a really big box. I don't know what that measures. Let me put it against my grid paper and see if I can check for you. 13.5 inches square. Okay, so that would fit a good sized pizza, or in this case a magnet board kit. It's a really nice sturdy box. It's got decoration down the sides, so if you want to get one of these as a gift for somebody, you've got something very nice to present it in, and actually it'll wrap up like a dream, because boxes are always easy to wrap, aren't they? Let me give you the details of it here. And for those of you who are in the US, because I know quite a lot of my YouTube subscribers are in the US, all I can do is apologise because I know it has gone out of stock in the US. I don't know whether it will be coming back into stock, and if it does, when that will be. However, if you have a relationship with a demonstrator, do reach out to them, because this is one of the items that we as demonstrators are allowed to buy in bulk and keep in stock and then sell on to you. There are very few things we can do that with. Mostly we have to order for you, but kits are one of the things we can keep in stock. So if you have a demonstrator, ask them if they have got any of these, and if they have, I'm sure they will be very happy to let you have one. So it's £24 or €31. The item number is 159335. So that's that information. And then let's see what's in the box. I've seen a video, but now I'm going to actually open my box. Now I bought 3 of these, 2 to give and 1 to keep. I passed 2 on, one to my daughter and one to her girlfriend, and they have very different tastes in colours and designs, and as you will see, this works really well because there are lots of options when you come to make it up. So I've got a pack with lots of bits in there, and I've got a pack here which is the framed board, and again let me just measure that. So that frame measures just over 13 inches, and whatever that is in metric, let's see if I can measure it on the back of my grid paper. It probably tells me in the instructions actually. So that is about 33.5 centimetres square. I'm going to take the plastic off it. I'm sorry, once the plastic's off, I hope that will improve the glare. There's a little bit of glare there from the light. So it feels quite sturdy, which is nice, but it's also not too heavy. It's not really flexing, which is good. Nice and strong, but again, it's not heavy. You can see, let's get it around the right way. On the back here, there's, I don't know what you call these, but a sort of a metal loop thing that you could hang over a hook on the wall, so you could wall mount it, or you could lean it against a wall. So we get it apart, and I probably shouldn't be doing this with my scissors. I should probably have got a screwdriver, but anyway, by just lifting up these metal tabs on the back. If you've ever done anything like an IKEA picture frame, I'm sure this is exactly the system you're used to. There we are. And then these bits will drop out. So what have we got? We've just got this one piece inside, so that's very, very easy. So this is white and this is magnetic. So let's put those two parts over there. And then get everything else out of here. So this is a resealable bag, so if you can't make it all in one go, you'll be able to put it back in and keep everything pristine. And of course you've also got the box. You could also make it up completely, make the kit, and then put it in the box and give the completed item as a gift. So there's lots of things that you could do with this. So what have we got? We've got instructions, that's always good. So these have got photographs inside. Got a roll of double-sided tape. So the adhesive is provided. I think these are going to be my magnets. And I have a plan for this box, so don't throw your box away. There we go. So we've got 6 magnets inside. So these are clips. They've got like a bulldog clip type of thing on the top with a spring in it, and then a magnet on the back. And so they should. Oh yes, and that's really strong. If I turn that over, even if I really shake that, that magnet is not going anywhere. So that is very good. So I don't know about you, but I've had various magnetic things over the years, and perhaps I'm just a bit optimistic about how much they will hold, but I get very cross when I put something up there, put the magnet on, and then it all slides down. And we've got a little cello bag in here with, these are like memories and more cards. I don't know how many of those there are. There's quite a lot. If it tells me anywhere here, I can't see it quickly, but these are pretty. Let me show you what these are. So the kit itself has got kind of neutrals, and then it's got pretty pinks, corals and greens. So it looks like we've got 2 of each of these cards. So that's like a calendar page. Index page, that would go up that way probably. I'll try and lay them out so that you can see both sides, but I may run out of space. Let's just move those up a little bit. We've got a calendar page there in a different colour. Well, that one's very sweet. That little index card looks a little heart on it. Lists, I love a good list. And then that's just patterned on the back. So this is a horizontal one, and this is a vertical one of the same. And that's on the back of that one. And of course that could go that way as well. I'll put it up that way, but it could go the other way. Got another list there, to-do list. Do you rule your life by to-do lists? I know I do. That's just pretty. I've got another list there in different colours, and this is a vertical format instead of the horizontal. And on the back of that are the patterns. Oh, hang on, I've got some here I've left behind, look. That's patterned all over. That's another index card, this time horizontally but with that little heart on it. This is the Florals, and that's that one. That looks like washi tape stuck on there. So let's see, how many have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24 cards, where you count as I put them down. So 24 cards there. Now, these can be used as decorative pieces, or you can actually write on them if you want to write lists, or if you want to write days, maybe shopping lists, maybe meal plans, maybe to-do lists. And if you think they're too pretty to write on, I've got an idea for that, so I will come back to those. Also in here are 2 of these, which look like little girls' dresses, but they actually will fold up into pockets. And they're double-sided, so you can pick whichever sides of these you like for display, and the other one will be like the liner, so they'll be nice on the inside as well as the outside. And again, I've got a tip to share with you on those. Nice piece of board here if you like making books or boxes or frames, hang on to that. And then we've got a couple of pieces of 12 by 12 paper here. These are going to form the background of the board. So instead of just looking at that white shiny board in the frame, we can put some paper on there as a background. So again, we've got the greens, we've got the pinks, we've got black spots, or we've got the check in grey. And of course you can change these out. It's easy to open up that photo frame, isn't it? So you could have one for spring, one for summer, one for autumn, one for winter. And of course, if you've got an alternative favourite piece of 12 by 12 paper, you can pop that in there instead, or swap them round. So you could definitely go seasonal with these, which I think would be fun. And finally, we've got lots of die cut pages. So we've got, I'm guessing that's Dutch, we've got German, and we've got French, and then we have got English as well. So for my European friends, you've got these translated, which is always nice. So this says, happiness is in the journey, grateful, love this life, celebrate today, you've got this dream, today is a new day, heart this, love this, today I'm creating, remember this. And these look like they are shaped to fit some of those index card headers. And then lots of little words here, create this week, make time for, important, to buy, notes, to do, to buy again, currently, love, another one that says to do, just as well with my number of to-do lists, another to buy, another notes, remember, another important, on the menu, on my mind, and another this week. So the ones that you're likely to use most often, we've got duplicates of. So those are all die cut, and it's cardstock, I think, yes. So this is card. It's not paperweight, it's nice and sturdy. They're self-adhesive on the back, and they're die cut, so you've just got to peel those off and stick them on. And then we have 2 sheets of pretty stickers. Again, the same mixture of colours. We've got greys, pinks, corals and greens. The same floral motif that's in some of those printed cards and papers. We've got some borders. Lots and lots. We've got lots of labels. So really there's so much here that you can customise the cards and your board with. Right, now I am going to make up a pocket and my board. Depending on how the time goes, I may make more or less. But the first thing I want to do is to give you a tip. I have here just a piece of card. And the first thing I'm going to do is draw around one of these pockets on it. I'm trying to work out which uses the card the most economically, this way I think. Because that way I can cut out lots more pockets from my choice of paper. If I want more than 2 or if I want different patterns, I can do that. Excuse me, I have no idea why I'm coughing. I haven't coughed at all today until now. Let's drink some tea and see if that helps. So I'm just going to draw around this before I make it into a pocket. And then that will mean that I can cut this card out as a template and then just draw around my template onto any paper I want. You wouldn't have to necessarily cut these scallops at the bottom. You could just cut it straight if scallops were just too much, or you might have a die that you could cut a scalloped border along. And then I'm just going to leave that there and just have a look at this. Yes, so we've got some folds to mark. I shouldn't imagine for a minute that you can see where those are. And in fact, they're not very easy for me to see, but if I pick it up and just look in the light, that one I'm actually going to have to bend. That one's very hidden. There we are. Okay, and haven't got a ruler. Let's use this piece of card. So I'm just going to mark in where those folds go. So they all end up at this, it looks like the armpit here, at this same point. And I've just marked where the top of the fold is, and then I'm just going to, I would use a ruler, but it's on my other table, and just rule that down so I can see clearly where the score lines need to go. And that's going to make like a gusset for the pocket. There we are. So that is my pocket template, and I'll just cut it out around the outside, and then I can make as many pockets as I like. So that's my first tip, is make yourself a template for the pockets, because they are really lovely. All right, so my first job, I think, is to choose my background, and I do love pink. So this is the one I'm going to go for, at least to start with. Let's move those magnets. So this is my frame. This is the top of my frame, and I'm going to drop my paper in first. And then pop my board in on top. Now I could use some of that tape and attach the paper to the board, but I might want to swap it out for something different. So I'm just going to leave it dropped in there, for now. Let's see, I think this is square, but it might be happier going in one way than the other. I just need to bend these little metal bits up a little bit more, I think. That looks better. There we are. I made that look far harder than it actually is. All right, let's bend those lugs back down. Again, do this with a screwdriver, not with your decent paper snips, but that's something I also forgot to put on my table. There we are. So that's how my board's now going to look, and my magnets will sit on that really nicely. Let's make up one of the pockets. Ooh. Now I should say that it will tell you how to do all this in the instructions. It is pretty straightforward. I don't think you're going to have any great problems with it. There we go. So it shows you putting paper into the frame there. That's the bit I've just done, which is step 4. So I've started at the end, but never mind. Let's have a look. What's going to look nice on here? Well, the pink one, I definitely want the pink to be on the inside, I think, and the flowers on the outside. So I'm going to fold this on all those score lines. folds always work better if you use a bone folder on them, so I'm going to do that. And these are going to be concertina folded, so there are 2 score lines on the side here. Alright, so this is going to be my right side, so I've got a mountain, a valley and a mountain fold, and I'm guessing my adhesive will be going on that flap there. I think so. And these are folding very easily. The score lines are nicely done. I'm not going to be fighting with this to get it to fold. There we are. So yeah, so that's just going to come up like that and make a little pocket. So let's put some of that double-sided tape on. Here we go. I do love a kit that includes adhesive. I don't know, let's see if this tears. It may not. Oh, it does tear, look, so you don't even need a pair of scissors to put this together. Brilliant. Take the backing off, and this is coming off easily as well. Sometimes it's a fight, isn't it, to get the backing off double-sided tape, but that one's okay. And then I'm just going to stick each side down. There we are. Well, that was nice and easy. So I've got a very pretty pocket that's pink on the inside and floral on the outside. Now, of course, I could colour this if I wanted to. I'm going to leave that neutral at the moment. Let's put it on here so it doesn't get lost. So I can either just magnet it like that, or I can clip it and then magnet it. Very easy to put bits and pieces in there, things like receipts or reminders. And I'm just going to drink some tea. I don't know if I said, those pockets are made of card, they're not paper, so they are nice and sturdy. Right, let's do one more pocket. What shall we have? I think we'll have the green on the outside. I think this would be a lovely project for teenagers or older, or even I can't think what they call them. What do they call the sort of the 10s to 12-year-olds? Is it tweens, something like that? I'm very out of touch actually with younger children. Mine are older now, but I do know that my daughter in particular would have loved one of these any time really from when she was about 9, and I can't see any reason why a child around about that age couldn't put this together, probably completely on their own. And certainly younger children could with a little bit of help. So if you're a parent or a grandparent or an auntie or an uncle, this would be really, really nice to do with a younger person and make something practical for their room. That's a green one. Let's add that one. Don't know where to put it. There, put it down there. Quite like it there, I think, at the moment. But of course, because everything's just held on with magnets, you can move things around exactly as you like. So that's my pockets. And then the second thing they show you to do is that you can actually decorate your pockets as well, which of course you can. So I'm going to pull that one off. let's just put a few stickers on here. Ooh, what should we put on there? They're so pretty. Actually, I'm going to bring in this one first because I was wondering whether some of these stickers will actually fit some of these flowers. So I could give them like a kind of a coloured in look. That one might be better. Will that one fit on there? Yes, it will. A bit like spotlighting. If you've ever stamped an image and just coloured some parts of it, that's a little bit like this. So I'm now looking to see if there are any of these others which are an obvious fit. That one's a little bit small. That's okay. All right, so let's go back to the green one. Let's pop a flower on here. And I think a butterfly, because I do love a butterfly. And I do like these borders as well. Perhaps pop a border along here. No, I think the green one actually. You can see I'm making this up as I go along, can't you? I literally have not thought about this. I just thought I'm going to open it up and go with it. There we are. So that border fits beautifully on there. Actually, I'm wondering if that one might be fun on there. This would have been easier if I'd done it before I made up the pocket, but I think we can make it work. So I just need to trim that off. You can see what I mean. If I'd done this before I made up the pocket, that would have been easier. Probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just sending my scissors inside just to trim around that thumb hole. There we are. So you can obviously really go to town on decorating these. There are lots and lots of die cut pieces. Let's move to some of the cards. I'm very aware of time and I don't want to rush this too much because it's actually a lot of fun. So they have decorated each pocket here, so they take you step by step through how they did that. And then they also take you step by step through creating some of the cards. Now, of course, there is absolutely no right or wrong to this. If you know that you want to create a list card, then obviously pick one of those. I'm going to leave the list cards for the moment because I've got something else to show you with those in a minute. Let's see if I can find a horizontal list card. There we go. So I'm going to set those two aside and let's find one because I like some of the sayings on here. Happiness is in the journey. I think if you can enjoy what you're doing as you're doing it, then that is a recipe for happiness. So I think that's a really nice one. I can't decide which card. I can't decide which card. Think about which card I have looked at either. Where is? Let's use this one actually. All right, let's take this one and let's add happiness is in the journey. So I've lined this up on my grid paper so that it's straight, and I've got this central ruler going down the middle of it so that I can get this be even better. There we go. Now it's in the middle. I can get this central on my card. There we are. And there are some little heart stickers on this, which I think would be nice on here. Actually, not that one. That's going to be a bit of a clash. That's a bit too pink. Let's pop a grey one on here. There we are. Happiness is in the journey. And what else have we got? Today is a new day. Well, that's a good one. And celebrate today. I like celebrate today. Let's enjoy today. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Let's make the most of what we've got. So it's a similar kind of sentiment, really, isn't it, to happiness is in the journey. It's appreciating what you have when you have it. I haven't got these in any kind of order, have I? If I had, that might be easier to look through them. There we are. Let's choose that one. And let me just get it straight on my grid paper so that I can see where the middle is. There we are. And let's pop some of these little flowers. There we are. Celebrate today. Right, now there are lots and lots of these kind of list cards in here, and I do love a list, and I know that lots of you do as well. Now, of course, I can write my lists on here. I can put my heading at the top, and then I can fill in all the boxes. But I've only got so many list cards in here, and particularly if I tick them off, what am I going to do then? How am I going to write my list? So I am indebted to another demonstrator for this idea, Anne Wallace, and she is happy for me to share it. And she had what I think is a completely brilliant idea of cutting some pieces of a window sheet. This is 3 inches by 4 inches, which is the same size as the cards. You can lay that over the top, and of course it's see-through, so you can see through it, and you can instead write on the window sheet. Now, if you've got a dry erase marker, that will work brilliantly. I haven't, but I have got a Sharpie. So number 1, let's put feed the dog. Okay. So obviously my list underneath is still pristine and not spoilt. There we go. I can tick it off, and then if I want to make a new list, Sharpie will come off with a bit of rubbing alcohol. I've got it in these little wipes. But if you've got a dry erase pen, that's much easier, because you just wipe it off with a bit of tissue. But there we go. So I can take off my ink there and use that easily again. So thank you very much to Anne Wallace for that brilliant suggestion. And let's pop this one on there. These probably aren't straight, so if you are somebody that needs everything to be straight, I apologise now. And where's my other list? Here we are. my board is coming together really nicely. I might need to just rearrange a few things on it. And I've got everything horizontal, haven't I? Having a few verticals in would probably mean they fitted better. There we are, that's okay. So I'm just going to try and tilt that slightly and try and get it all in for you to see. And the last thing I'm going to show you is also from Anne. She's obviously a complete paper crafting genius. This is the little box that those magnet clips came in. And I haven't tried this obviously because I've only just opened up this box. But what she says is to cut the box off at 3 inches. And once again, I haven't got a ruler, but never mind. So I've opened up the box and flattened it. These are my end flaps, but this is what will be the bottom of the box here. Let me just show you. There we are, here. So I'm going to measure 3 inches across to here from that fold line. So I can do that on my grid paper as I haven't got my ruler. 1, 2, 3 inches. Let's just rule that. There we are. So I'm just going to cut off that piece of the box, and I am just going to have to lean across and grab my large scissors. And we don't like throwing anything away as crafters, do we? So something that uses up something that might just end up in the recycling otherwise is fabulous. There we go. So let's cut that piece off. So I'm just going to fold up the other end. So that gives me a little container, but it's not very pretty, is it? However, if we take one of these cards, which one shall we have? Maybe this floral one, and I've got it horizontally, landscape, and I'm going to score it 3/4 of an inch from each edge. So I'll bring in my trimmer, make sure I'm using my scoring blade, and I'm going to just score that 3/4 of an inch from each edge, and that gives me a piece of pretty card to decorate my box with, because the sides of my box are 3/4 of an inch deep. There we go, and that fits perfectly. How about that? So I could use some of my fabulous double-sided tape, or I could use my glue, which is handy here, and I can't even see the tape for a minute. So let's just stick this on. And of course, if you haven't used your little sticky border die cuts, you could use one of those on here. Let's just lay that down and make sure that pretty decoration is still on there. And then, oh, what should we put on there? Or butterfly maybe, that might be nice. There we go. And then I can use one of my clips. And clip that on, and I've now got a little box to tuck things in, maybe my pen that I'm going to be writing my lists with on that window sheet, or anything else that I need to corral in place. Now I've gone mostly with the greens, the corals, the pinks on this, because those are the colours that appeal to me the most, but the whole thing could be done in the neutrals. You could simply pick the greys, and then you would have a very, very neutral one, which perhaps would appeal more to boys. I hate to generalise here. My daughter much prefers the neutrals as well, so I know it isn't just boys. But you could completely change the look of this if you hadn't got all the pinks on there and you'd focused on on the greys. We've got arrows on here. What else have we got that are stickers? I'm sure I've got some more which I've buried somewhere, but anyway, you get the idea. Let me just try and get that better in so you can see the bottom. So there we are. I think this is an absolutely lovely kit. I think it makes an even better gift. It's something that will last a very long time. You can update it, you can completely customize it. You know, you could redo all these for every season if you wanted. A Christmas one would be lovely with lots of sparkle on it. A spring one, you could do a summer one with palm tree stamping and all kinds of things. You can really let your imagination run riot with this because it will just work. It's absolutely brilliant. It's very nicely made, it's very strong, and I think this is fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me pull all the bits out and show you what's there, and I really hope that you will consider getting one of these, and I'm sure you can think of at least one person who would be delighted to receive one as well. So last of all, I will just put the bit of paper there just so you can note down the details if you want them. And then I will turn the camera back up and say my goodbyes. Okay, so bear with me while I cover you over and move everything back. Hopefully that is more or less it. I think I might have cut my head off a little bit. How's that? Better. All right, so thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. If you've got any questions on anything I've talked about, let me know. If you need to book next month's card class, make sure you let me know by the end of today. Kay, I will email you. And next week at the same time, same place, I'm going to be making Easter cards. So I really hope you'll be able to join me at 2 o'clock next Friday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.